This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is brought to you by American Helix. The American Helix is a revolutionary new concept in smoking technology. Based on Bernoulli's principle, the shape of the pipe creates a Venturi effect, causing a swirling motion of the smoke through precision microholes that are produced for the intake system. This results in a slower burn that conserves tobacco and gives a smooth, refreshing smoke, making the Helix the smoothest hitting pipe on the market. For further info or to locate their products, you can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/SSHelix or contact them. signaturehelix@gmail.com. That's signaturehelix@gmail.com. This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is brought to you by Mountain Glass Arts. For the month of July 2016, Mountain Glass is offering Golden Gate Glassworks tubing for 20% off. Just put in the code GOLDENGATE, that's GOLDENGATE at checkout. And for all you soft glass nerds, they have their Double Helix Glassworks sale going on, 15% off. Just put in the code DHELIX, that's DHELIX at checkout. And for any other questions or concerns, go to mountainglass.com. That is mountainglass.com. This is the Wise Guy Radio Show, a podcast dedicated to educating and inspiring through conversations with today's top talents in the world of glass. We will be dissecting their journeys in hopes to deliver actionable content that you, the artist, can start implementing now, helping you grow not only as a creative spirit, but also a successful artistic entrepreneur. With a little organization, relationship building, and your artistic ability, you can obtain greatness. Climb aboard, whether an artist, retail owner, or enthusiast. We have a ton of fun in store for you. Welcome to the Wise Guy Radio Show.
You're listening to the Wise Guy Radio Show.
Hey, what's happening? Welcome to the Wise Guy Radio Show, episode number 116. This is Jay Michael, your host. Thank you so much for tuning in today. With 17 years of experience behind the torch, I am as excited as always to bring you conversations with artists sharing their stories in hopes to inspire and entertain while helping you grow your business. And today is no exception. Today's conversation we're going to be getting into is part 3 of our 5-part series on selling and pricing your work. Today's part is all about custom and commission work. And it's a topic that I definitely enjoy talking about and also participating in. Not every artist out there does enjoy it. They feel some that it hinders their creativity and what have you. For me, I feel it actually expands my creativity by giving me new ideas and concepts of things that maybe I wanted to make years ago or have thought about. I just never either took the time or just got busy and just didn't do it. And by doing customs and commissions, it gives me opportunities to expand my mind and my brain and my work. And just try new things that I may have never tried before. And also, like I said, have maybe wanted to try for a long time. And now I have the opportunity to. I am going to say that it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. I'm out back on my back porch here. It's a beautiful, hot Florida sunny day. And it just all of a sudden is sprinkling. So I may have to pause here for a second and go inside with my stuff if it gets too heavy. Because I definitely don't want to get my stuff wet. My mixer and recorder and all that crap. So anyways, definitely want to hit you guys up about that. So definitely going to be an interesting discussion. And again, this series is really based upon my opinion, but also from opinions of other artists that I've discussed with and talked to about and just things I've heard and from interviews and what have you over the process of doing the show of the 115, now 116 episodes. So, man, sorry, I keep pausing here. Just raining. I think I'm going to pause and take this in the house. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now I'm not worried about getting wet and ruining my equipment and stuff, which I definitely do not need. So anyways, before I get started, I want to let you guys know that myself personally, I'm sure if those I've listened to this recently, I started working out with a group of guys. They have a group called Zen Dude Fitness back in end of February. And their whole premise and kind of ideas of their whole philosophy is, in a sense, of their workouts is having fun and doing the thing. And the thing is whatever it might be, whatever it's mowing your grass or just, getting your shit done. And also exercising and being fit and eating healthy. So they've recently offered an affiliate program and are also offering a 7-day trial just to check it out and kind of get a feeling of what they're all about. And I'm going to have a link on the show notes for this for you guys, as well as on the website. There's going to be a banner on there. You guys can click and check it out. And myself personally, I have basically lost almost 35 pounds. completely have changed my diet, and it's not even really diet in terms of dieting. It's just my nutrition. I've always eaten pretty healthy throughout my life, but really now paying attention. And because I like to cook, or really love to cook, and I even more so love to eat, it's given me a chance to experiment and try new stuff and get away from certain like gluten and crap like that that's causing me to be bloated and, feel like shit all the time. And so I just want to share with you all, that they have a free trial going on right now. And it's around $53 a month, I think. Is what it costs, but to get in the free trial, I definitely recommend it just to see what it's all about. I know a lot of us that did the free trial that are in the group now. We all fell in love with Brandon and Dan, who are the two guys in the group, and not only with them, but also with the group itself and the family that we've grown. And we have a little Facebook group that we're all part of, and we keep each other in check and what have you, and share our daily stuff and workouts and food and all that kind of shit. But it's really given me a sense of community on a different level in terms of fitness and what have you. So just thought I'd share that with you guys and let you know that they are offering a free trial and that they now have an affiliate program. So by you going and checking it out, it also helps out the show a little bit and helps me out. And in the long run is helping you out, which is what the most important part of this is. And part of what I like to preach is about being healthy and what have you. Another thing I saw in the news yesterday is there's an app out now, a couple of them really, that you can get for your phone that will help monitor the amount of UV exposure that you're getting. And there's some kind of bracelet of some sort that you wear, and then you scan it, I guess, throughout the day, and somehow it registers the UV that you picked up, which I thought was fascinating. I'm going to do some more research on it, but I'm going to definitely, after the research, is get one. And I'm going to contact the company. Maybe they'll donate one for a trial in a sense. Because, our hands, besides our face and our body, get exposed the most because they are the closest to the torch. Even if we have a shield in front of our face and our body and we're wearing sunscreen, our hands get exposed the most. And if you have a mole on your hand or some weird shit and it changes over time and eventually can become cancerous, it's the last thing you want to have happen. And I was thinking that with these monitors that we can get, if it's something we can wear while we're working and just really keep an eye on what's going on, it's going to be a huge opportunity for us to really pay attention to our health on a whole different level. Also, now that it's summertime, something else I want to do, and I'm going to bring it up again on the next episode because I'm going to try it myself this week, is to go out and buy yourself just a generic, cheap thermometer that you would stick in a turkey or some shit, when you're cooking for checking out, meat temperatures. And if you can, tape it to your shirt or have a pocket or something like that you can have, more or less have it exposed to your environment and really keep an eye on and monitor your temperature. You definitely want to stay out of the range of anywhere 110 plus degrees over a long extended period of time. You're basically, standing in a small oven in a sense. And I know a lot of our studios in the summertime, no matter where you live, get hot. And, because our studios are so hot, we get acclimated to it, which is a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing because we're not really paying attention to truly how hot it is. And I know there's been several years here in Florida where going in the studio at 10 o'clock at night trying to beat the heat, and I turn my kiln on, and your kiln when it's cold is going to read the inside temperature of the kiln. And I've had it read 110, 120 degrees at night at 10 o'clock at night, which is just stupid and unhealthy. So just something to think about. I'm going to bring it up again, like I said, in the next episode and really talk about it even more so, and talking about hydration and heat exposure on this next episode. But I definitely wanted to bring that up to you guys and just something to think about in the process. But before I get on too long of a ramble here, I think it's time for us to get into this segment, part 3 of 5 on selling our work, where we will now get into talking about commission and custom work. Before I do go there, though, to make sure you guys share the show with your friends. The download numbers are basically just kind of give you some insight real quick. The numbers when I first started the show were around 60 per episode-ish average that were automatically downloaded or listened to. And now it's around 250, which is awesome. And I'd like to get this show out, and I'm not looking at it for monetarily for myself. I just want to get as many people exposed to not only the information in the show, but also to our industry and the culture of being a glass artist, whether you're a functional glass artist or you're a furnace worker or whatever it is you're doing. Because a lot of us that are out there doing glass aren't just making pipes. And a lot of us out there that are doing glass don't make pipes at all. Now, I do myself. I do a little bit of everything, between my studio spit time and then working over at Disney doing my character work and doing blowing glass over there as well, too. But it's just important to really share this information. I can't tell you how many times daily and weekly I have guests that come into work over at Disney and are like, oh, it's amazing that you're doing this, that this is a dying art. And then I'm like, yeah, so this is not a dying art. There's thousands of us out there that are doing this. And of course, I'm at Disney, so I can't be like, yeah, you should see all these pipe makers out there making these incredible pipes. But I do share that to the guests that to me, the most incredible art being created right now in the world is glass art, and the detail and the intricacies and the crazy structures that are being made. I mean, take Banjo for instance, and some of the crazy shit he's doing. So it definitely is important to share with your friends and family. As we all know, I have a potty mouth and I really don't give a fuck. But it's not for everybody. But that being said, I think it's definitely a good way to expose people in your life to what it is that we do. As well as Facebook Live and everything else in the process, which is fun. So speaking of Facebook Live, I'm over at the Magic Kingdom recently a lot more right now. Because of that, don't want to risk having my phone on stage, only because, for one, it's like one of the number one rules at Disney about having phones out exposed as part of our quote-unquote costume. It's not, it's not a part of it. And if I got caught with my phone on stage, especially recording, I'd get in a shit ton of trouble, possibly fired, which I don't want. And I know you guys probably wouldn't want that either. So I'm going to be over in Epcot here coming up pretty soon, which is a little more low-key, not necessarily having potential managers of other departments of Disney coming through. Man, I'm sorry I'm yawning. I have been sleeping like shit the past 2 weeks. Actually, when I sleep damn good, but I'm only getting like 5 hours of sleep at night. But anyways, so just want to let you guys know, just kind of a sidetrack, I haven't forgotten about doing the Facebook Live things. I've just been on a different park where it's really not copacetic for me to have my phone out and don't want to get in trouble. So, and I'm not one to follow rules, but, when it comes to Disney rules, I have to because I like my job a lot. And so, and also keep reminding you that in October I am launching an online course. I have a lot of people now reaching out to me, asking me questions for techniques and getting started and what have you. And one of the courses I'm going to be offering is actually a 24-week course. It's going to be over 6 months long, where every week you'll be learning a new technique and a skill. And then every month we're going to be doing kind of a project that's going to take all those skills that you learned that month, and then it's going to become one item in a sense that you're going to be making. As an introductory to flame working, it's going to cover everything from your safety, your setup, your studio, the whole 9 yards, as well as then getting into the actual lamp working and melting glass. So I'm really excited about that, and the results that I've already had from people that are reaching out and kind of tutoring them in a sense through the social feeds and just through messaging has been awesome. So it's working, and it's validating that what I'm trying to do is actually working. So stay tuned for that as I get into more about getting those going. I haven't done any filming or recording, or I have the layouts all done, but that's it so far. So, but one step at a time. Yeah. So here we are, 12 minutes. I'm rambling. So I'm gonna get the fuck on with the show. Go to wiseguymedia.com. If you haven't gone there yet, check it out. Subscribe to the newsletter. Going to be getting out all kind of fun stuff, content for there. And also share with your friends and family. Go to iTunes and subscribe if you have not yet. Google Play, you can find the show, as well as Stitcher. Or you can just go into Google and just type in Wise Guy Radio, and it'll pop up, and you'll find all kind of links of whatever device you have to listen to on there. So in the meantime, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys in about 2 seconds with the start of this segment of part 3 of 5 on how to sell your work, talking about commissions and customs. All right, we are back. Sorry again about that long-ass intro. My goodness. So today we're getting into part 3 of 5, talking about customs and commissions. And this is basically what in business is considered B2C, which is business to client or customer. As the functional glass scene continues to evolve, with social media taking over a big portion of the landscape in regards to marketing, it gives you, the artist, an opportunity to promote yourself. One area that not all artists participate in, though, is customs and commissions. In my opinion, this area is one that will give you an opportunity to promote your work in a more intimate way. When you create a one-of-a-kind piece of glass for your client, they are more likely to promote your work not only through their social media feeds, but also in person with their friends. Imagine if your client takes your work on the road and shares it with their friends while traveling. The potential first-hand exposure of your work is exponentially greater than if they shared it on their Instagram. Even if, say, they get 1,000 likes on an image or video of your client using your work on Instagram, you are going to get way more exposure from the 20 to 30 friends actually that used the glass, because they're going to get a first-hand experience of the function, the feel, and how it actually looks. Word of mouth is and always has been the greatest form of advertisement. With all that being said, before we get into the details on how to go about setting up a custom order, it is imperative that we give thanks and acknowledge that the retail stores are on the front lines of our industry and shouldn't be overlooked when it comes to selling your work. This episode is dedicated to the process of working with a client for a commission, as well as how to set yourself up with your work to give you an easier system to give your clients to follow, making the custom order a fun and engaging process from start to finish. Over the span of my glass career, I've had the opportunity to create some amazing works of art for clients, creating everything from $20,000 chandeliers to $3,500 rigs and everything in between. By working hard at my craft, as well as having been exposed to interior designers and other types of retail entities, I've learned through observation how to go about the process of working with your potential client from the initial consultation to the final install. Every client has their own needs and wants, and it's your job to find out what exactly they are looking for and visualizing in their head. One of the worst things a client can say to you is, "You're the artist, have fun." In the end, this can be the worst situation to be in. Finding some form of direction will help you fine-tune the price of the work, as well as give yourself and your client an estimated time of completion. Start off by asking your client what their budget is. This will give you a guide and a boundary to set based on what you're being asked to make. This will also give you a chance to estimate the time that it will take from start to finish, making sure that you aren't undercharging or overcharging. One way to help you in this process is to fine-tune your lines of work, which will give you a baseline to work with. And here's an example of how I go about making this work. This is from my personal experiences in a way that has made it less of a... This is from my personal experiences in a way that has made this process less of a challenge and more of a fun time for both parties involved. So let's use a custom 14mm Wise Guy water pipe, for example. And for those that have not listened to the show before, my Wise Guys are those little owls that I make, this little owl water pipe that I make. Now, the baseline retail price for these owls, my 14mm Wise Guy, is $180. This model is a clear body with colored accents, the brows and the wings in a mill joint. The brows and the wings are basically colored. Wings are down flat on its side. If a client asks for a full color Wise Guy, my base price is $225. If they want opals, I charge $25 per opal. If they want full crushed opal body, it's an additional $100. The wings on the standard Wise Guy, again, are flat against the body. If they want them extended out at the sides, it's $25 extra per wing. All these extras are my way of upselling my work. So instead of selling a cheeseburger, I'm also adding fries and a Coke. This gives me a way to fine-tune a price and a time to produce. Now, another area of commissions is work that is outside of your norm. For instance, a specific character, or maybe even a single or a style rig that you've never made before, but maybe always wanted to. Sometimes a commission will give you this opportunity to try and make new items. Whether a character or a new model, this type of commission can be a little tricky though. However, based on your skill level, don't be ashamed to let your client know that you're not ready to make something that they are asking for. We all have limits, and it just depends on your time and financial situations to whether or not you can take a risk by trying to make something new. There has been several times where a specific custom took me 3 to 4 attempts to get it right without having a catastrophe. This can get expensive and defeating. So step outside your box, but maybe not too far. To get on the same page with your client, you'll need to establish a few details before getting started. For one, like before, find out if they have a budget. This will give you a chance to say no right away to make sure it doesn't feel like you're lowballing your own work. Next, once a specific budget is established and an idea is formed, ask your client to refer to for you or to find references online, and you do the same. This will establish a foundation for the commission and help you fine-tune the price and the time. Just go on, have them go to Instagram and tag you in a couple pictures, or online like glasspipes.org or something like that you can use for references for something specific if they're looking for a certain style rig that you've never done before. Once the above is established, it's time to do some sketches. Do a detailed drawing showing what colors you are using and where they are being used. Show function, for example, show the mouthpiece is, where the joint is, etc. Estimate the size as well. If it's not a character that you are familiar with, or they want a certain style rig, have them tag you in images on Instagram, like I was just saying, to get a better idea of what they're looking for. Once you've got this done, it's time to establish a deposit. I personally require half down and non-refundable. This way they know you are serious and that they are as well, and they let you know that they're serious too. It is also a way to give you some cash to purchase any necessary materials that you may need, as well as help you float yourself financially if needed while completing this item, especially if you have other pending orders or have upcoming bills due. There's nothing worse than getting stuck on a commission that takes you 2 to 3 or 4 weeks because it keeps breaking or some shit, and you just have no money and you have no materials and you're fucked. So if you get a deposit, it locks in the price on the piece. It gives your customer a chance to understand that this isn't bullshit and that they are showing you that they're serious as well, and it can help you float yourself financially over a little bit of a period of time. Now, if a custom you're going to be doing, it shouldn't take you more than 3 or 4 days to actually finish and make, but again, you could be done with it and the thing cracks and breaks, so you just never know. So just an idea. Once you obtain your deposit, make sure you give them an invoice showing the details of the order, including the deposit made, the balance due, and the estimated time of completion. This will establish a trust, which is the first thing we are selling to begin with. Trust is the first thing we are selling, always and forever. One easy way to accomplish this task is by creating a FreshBooks account. Now, FreshBooks is an online cloud accountant type invoicing system that I've been using for years. They have a first month free trial. There's no credit card information required or anything. And it's actually only $10 a month after that. And it's basically a really simple way of creating an invoice, of keeping track of your orders, as well as to be able to send your customer the invoice and showing them what they're getting, what their deposit is, and how much their balance is due, as well as estimated time of completion. And you can also use this now to accept payments instead of having to go through PayPal. This will keep you organized and your clients happy. As you begin the process of creating the commission, make sure you bring your client along for the journey by taking and sending them pictures of the shots and even short videos of the process. They will love it. They may give you feedback, which can be helpful, but overall, this simple gesture will give them insight into what it takes to make their pride and joy. Now, when you get done with the piece, then you got to do some water tests. You want to send them a final picture, make sure that they're cool with it and they're happy with it and it's what they're looking for, and then you can let them know that when it's going to be shipped and what have you. Now, something also I've been doing lately with custom work is also including a Pelican case or a case of some sort similar to a Pelican case. Now, anywhere from $35 to $85 are what these cases cost if you go through like Amazon or something. I actually have an Amazon link on the website you guys can use. It doesn't cost you any more money. You just go on there and use it. I'm going to be also including cases on my site too, as an easy way for you guys to go on there and buy some cases. Lately, I've been using a brand called Seahorse, and they're actually a little bit cheaper than Pelicans. Same fucking case, same material, same everything. They're killer. The only thing, though, is you got to remember that shipping is going to go up just a little bit because, for one, it's heavy, and two, there's no priority boxes that fit. So just got to think about that. But in the long run, it's way safer to ship a piece of glass that's custom and handmade, that's pretty badass, in a Pelican case that your customer will now have for them to have that piece of glass in. Something else you can do with the case too is if you have stickers, you can put a sticker on it, kind of customize it, that this is your case, this belongs to them. You can get a big ass silver Sharpie and you can sign the case too, do some kind of artwork on it, have some fun with it, just take advantage of it. But again, areas of commission and custom work are not always the easiest because for one, some artists feel it hinders their artistic creativity. And two, some people might feel like they're being rushed and pushed, and some customers, don't get me wrong, cannot or can be pretty impatient, which I have experienced in my history of doing this. Never given a refund before. Tell people to be patient. Time takes to make glass. Shit happens. Stuff breaks. But just keep in contact and communicate with them. It's going to make their experience that much more better. And then in the end, if it's a fun, happy experience, they're going to tell their friends all about it, as well as possibly themselves. They're going to want to buy more from you and become a collector. And getting collectors under your belt is an ideal situation when it comes to selling and promoting your work. It's fun when I see artists, or not artists, but customers and collectors of mine that have 5 and 6 items that they've purchased from me over the years or from local smoke shops and what have you. And then their friends have them as well, and they take all their owls on vacation or across, wherever they're going, just out in the woods. I mean, it's freaking awesome. So just some things to think about. But to go back to the kind of the idea of creating custom work of your own stuff, like that things that you're already producing. Again, if you have a baseline kind of foundational price, I mean, the part of all this is to understand how to price your work to begin with. A lot of it's fair market value. A lot of it's based on industry standards. But what I would recommend is that in your specific area, if you just go around to your smoke shops, maybe, don't even tell them you're a glass artist. Just act like you're a customer and check out the prices. See what they're selling their stuff for. And try and do the math. Some smoke shops do a 3-time markup, but most shops will do a 2.5-time markup. So just do the math and just figure it out. Also, some of the higher end pieces, like if they're having and selling $10,000 items, they probably didn't pay $5,000. They probably paid $8,000 for it, and they're only marking it up to be able to sell the piece. So just some things to think about when it comes to higher end work. But again, like my basic standard 14 mil wise guys are $180, and I know that as I start to add other items to them, if they want to be added more, if they want a colored body or opals or whatever, I have now a foundational price and almost like a menu at a restaurant on what items cost to make it and have it be set up. It makes it way easier for your customers and also for you to price stuff. That way, if someone calls up and says, "Hey, blah blah blah, I saw this and I love it. How much are they?" You can hit back right away with a definite price. One thing I do recommend also that I use as an incentive to get the customer to actually purchase from the retail stores, if it's something that I normally make, is by charging more than what the retail on the pieces at the stores. So, for instance, if a retail store sells my Wise Guys for $180, I might tell my customer that's hitting me up that they're $250, just because they may pay the $250 because they're getting it directly from you, or they may say, "Okay, where can I find these at?" Or you can tell them in advance that, "Hey, find out where, ask them where they live, and wherever they live, maybe you have a smoke shop in the area that that carries your glass. Maybe not, I don't know, but that's one way to promote yourself. I mean, there's like 100 million smoke shops in this country now, so obviously not every smoke shop has your work in it. Probably 1% does. Even the high-end ballers out there only have their glass, and maybe 10% of the smoke shops. Maybe. There's not enough work to be created to cover all these shops. I mean, it's just crazy. So just kind of a way, to upsell and upsell your work, and also a way to incentivize your customers to just go directly to the retail stores. But again, sometimes it's easy money, it's quick money if it's already an item that that you've made 100,000 times, and you're not going to fuck it up. Like I'm getting into my dragons more and more, and really trying to find my voice in my dragons. And the more that I get commission work and customs people want them, the better they get. Now I do also make solid ones out with Disney, but to make a hand-blown hollow dragon is a totally different ball of wax. And also the style that I'm looking for is also a way I can fine-tune it because of these custom works that I'm doing. So hope this helps you guys out. I'm going to go back and listen to it to make sure I covered everything and that it's not too abrupt here as I'm cutting it off. As you guys can probably hear, my voice is getting pretty tired. I'm exhausted. I need to take a nap. So, yeah, so there you guys go. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. info@wiseguyradio.com. Also go to wiseguymedia.com and subscribe to the newsletter. If you had not already done that, look out for these 1 through 3 are on there, or going to be on there right now. And then 4 and 5 will be coming out pretty soon. But this next episode, we're going to be talking about heat exposure, how to deal with it, how to stay hydrated, and really how to monitor yourself. And I'm going to challenge everybody out there to go out there and buy a thermometer and really keep track of how much heat you're getting exposed to in your shops. So until next time, I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to 116, talking about selling your work, customs, and commissions, part 3 of 5. And we will talk to you soon. Make sure you go check out our sponsors, mountainglass.com, The Flow Magazine, American Helix, AmericanHelix.com. You can now go to their website and purchase directly from them. And also C-Cube Co. Chris Bach has his awesome website that I'm going to help him get going, clean it up a little bit. But he's an awesome dude. Has a great selection of tools. I'm going to be creating a new spot for him, as well as page on my website promoting all his tools and stuff, bench rollers, etc. So either way, I'm out of here. You guys take care. Love ya. Peace. This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is brought to you by The Flow magazine. Since its inception, the focus of The Flow has been to provide a bond among members of the lampworking community. In every issue, you can enjoy great content with the hottest artists and cutting-edge techniques using the latest industry products. These features, along with the continuation of our Women in Glass edition, Glasscraft Emerging Artist Awards, inspiring gallery showcases, dynamic general interest articles, as well as health and safety information, make The Flow the leading international lampworking journal. For more information or to subscribe to The Flow, go to theflowmagazine.com. That's theflowmagazine.com. This episode is also brought to you by C-Cube Co. C-Cube now creates a wide range of specialty and one-of-a-kind artistic glassware, items such as hand-blown wine crafts, insulated coffee mugs, pint glasses, and custom piggy banks, plus glass pendants that you can have personalized with imprinting, logos, and color accents that are available. Just go to C-Cube Co., that's SEACUBECO.com for more information. That's CCubeco.com. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show. If you have any questions, comments, or remarks, please leave them in the show notes page area where it says comments. We'll see you soon. Have a wise night.